All right, this is James Pelton, and I am here with the team from Piston Token. So I'm excited about this one. I've actually been in Piston Token since the very beginning, and I've had a lot of people ask about it, and it just has been, I think when the team originally reached out to me, it was just, I had a lot of videos lined up, and this was the first day that we could get an AMA going. So happy to have them here. Happy to have the audience here. Always appreciate you guys showing up to my AMAs. Again, AMAs would be so boring if nobody showed up to watch them. They'd be kind of pointless. So appreciate you guys. First thing I need you to do, as always, is I need you to hit the like button. Because again, that tells YouTube that this is good content and that people want to see it and that they should show it to more people. So do that. And also comments help. So whether you're watching this live or watching the replay, hit the like button and comment where are you watching from is what I'd like you to comment. I'd also like you to comment how you're feeling with the markets being just awful. That's been a challenging, yesterday was a challenging day. It's the worst day of crypto that I've been a part of personally. So just how are you feeling today with all that's gone on? So Piston team, welcome guys. Thank you for hopping on my channel. If you could start out, it's always no one ever knows who should go first. So maybe we'll start with Samuel and work our way down. But could you start by introducing yourself and then give a little bit of your background? We'll start with Samuel and work our way down.
Sure, James. Thank you for inviting us here. It's a pleasure. My name is Samuel. I'm the main dev of Piston Token. Means I did the contract work for this project. I started a few months ago with the My Diamond team, if you maybe know, and and shortly after this we had the idea of the Piston Token, and so our journey started. And I will just give the voice to Power Black. It's our front-end developer.
Okay, nice to meet you, Samuel.
Nice, man. My name is Baba Black. I have been working with front development since 20 years. So I have a quite experience, but it's been nice and interesting to work with in this DeFi space. And that's it. Like I have a small team in Canada. We have been working with the content that's been it's actually receiving nice feedbacks from what we have been developing there. And also we have a nice roadmap that's gonna be presented within a few minutes. But that's it, guys. Thank you and appreciate the invitation to be here.
Awesome. Nice to meet you. What about you, Nigel?
Hey, James. Thank you for having us here. Really appreciate the opportunity. It's great for Piston. I hope it's going to be great for you as well. But I really want to thank you personally. It's going to be, I think, awesome for my future career. So I really appreciate this opportunity. This is Nigel. I'm in Hong Kong. And I am the quality assurance lead in the team. I joined the team only a couple of months ago. And I'm an educator by profession. So I try to educate the community as much as possible on the tokenomics of the project and other strategies as well, because people, of course, ask a lot of questions. A lot of people, of course, invest without even having read the white paper, which, of course, is expected. So I like to educate people and discuss the tokenomics in detail with them so they can actually understand the project. And then when they make a team or when they tell other people about it, they know what to tell them rather than just giving them answers, right? And also, I sort of, also like function as a go-between between the community and the developers. So a lot of people send me suggestions and advice or suggestions, for the project, and so I see what's good and take it to the developers, the front end and the contract, and discuss it with them, and then get back to them as well. So yeah, that's what I do.
Okay, very cool. Now I want you to imagine that my audience has never heard of Piston Token. They have no idea what it is. How would you kind of sum up what Piston Token is, kind of like in an elevator pitch?
Okay, so Piston Token project is a return on investment project. It's in the it's a DeFi project in that family, return on investment. You buy tokens, which are called Piston tokens. You deposit them into the contract, which we call the race contract. They're locked in there, and then you earn 1% a day on those Piston tokens. So, for example, if you lock in 100 tokens, you'll get 1 Piston a day. Now, of course, when you get that 1 Piston a day, you can either claim it and sell it, or you could put it back into the race contract, increase your deposits. Next day, you get 1% off the 101. And you build your deposits like that. You will earn 365% of your deposits. You can compound to a maximum of 5x. And if you reach 5x, you could still keep on doing claiming and depositing, which also is a way of compounding. We also have built-in utility, already some utility, and a lot of it is coming soon. So we decided from the very beginning that we did not want this to be just, oh, here, make some money project, right? So we have a game coming in the future. Before that, we have an NFT marketplace coming. We already have avatars on the website, which people can, choose for themselves. So the utilities is a big part of it as well. Because we want people to feel that they're engaged in the project and not just, coming onto the website every day, compounding, and then going away from it, right? So we want them to be part of the community, taking part in the game when that's live, and just talking in general about the project and helping each other. So that's the elevator pitch I would give you.
Okay, very cool. So, one of my favorite projects and one of my most profitable projects has been Drip, right? Are you guys based on Drip? Are you a fork of Drip, or how do you relate there?
And technical, the Piston race is based on the Drip code. That's true. So we took Drip and we took this because we are all playing the game for a long time, and we liked it very much. But we saw some possible improvements, and we wanted to create a project that has these improvements. So the idea of Piston Token was born, and we just did what we wanted to have in RIP and created this. It is very good base for a start, and with our additional features, I'm sure it will get one of the most sustainable ROI platforms on the BSC space.
Okay, yeah, no, that's super helpful. So for those who aren't familiar with what Drip is, so basically it's you put in, and this is what Piston Token is too, you put in a deposit and there's some taxes on the deposit, a 10% tax on the deposit, then you're able to withdraw 1% a day, or you can compound. So you can either claim or compound, and there's taxes on that as well. So can you talk about what's different than Drip?
Sure, I'll go ahead with that. So yes, well, first of all, instead of 100,000 tokens, which you can claim in Drip, in Piston is 50,000 tokens. And then with sustainability in view, we have a maximum compounding of 5x. So for example, if you start with 100 tokens, you can compound until 500. After that, you cannot compound anymore. What you can do, and you should do, because so if you stop at 500 and then you claim 365% of that, you're going to get 1,825 tokens. But why would anybody want to limit themselves? Because you're allowed to claim 50,000, right? So to reach there, what you have to do is you have to claim and then deposit. I mean, a compound is, that is what a compound is, right? It's a claim and a deposit, but there's only a small amount of tax you pay, and Drip is 5%, and Piston is 3%. But once you reach that 5x, you either have to deposit fresh tokens with external funds, but if you don't want to do that, most people probably don't want to do that, you can claim your daily 1%. So you pay 10% tax on it, then deposit it back into the race contract. That's another 10% tax. So only 81% of your that 1% is going to go back into the race. So what that does is it it contributes to the sustainability of the project because you're paying a much bigger tax now rather than just a 3% tax for compounding. So you can grow your deposits that way, right? And that, that extra tax, of course, goes into the contract and strengthens the contract, right? So that's one big difference there. And another one I said is 50,000 tokens maximum claim. We also have the utility starting early, which I explained earlier about the game and the NFT marketplace coming soon. We'll also have, if you look at the roadmap on the website, you will see that, yep, right there, you have the auto compound coming soon in May, towards the end of this month. So that'll be good in case people, but this will be limited, and you can't just select auto compound and then let it do it for you for months. You'll only be able to set it for a fixed amount of time at a time. So for example, maybe 3 days at a time or a week at a time. It hasn't been finalized yet, because we do want people to come back, right, and then interact with the community and the project, and not just let it go on auto compound for 6 months, for example. We have the airdrop casino coming as well. So with the airdrop casino, teams, team leaders will be able to, sort of, simulate a casino where they enter people's, their team members in there, and then, spin the wheel or whatever, how it's going to show. And then, they can award tokens to one person, for example, for a contest or something. So that'll be something interesting and, something exciting for the team leaders as well. And for YouTubers, especially, you will, if you imagine if you did that, James, right, on the video, right, for your team, which hopefully you're going to build soon. Yeah. So that would be really exciting.
Yes.
Yep. So those are just some of the things that set us apart. Yep.
Okay. So, go ahead.
Yeah, just to complement a little bit with the another features. Actually, we know that for giving sustainability, it's really important also to give utility to the token. So up to this moment, even though setting a foundation with the avatar system, which was released just a few days ago, we are actually working with these utility functionalities. So the NFT marketplace, it's actually where we're gonna be able to mint, to buy and sell NFTs. And also what is just next, because this is like something that's setting a foundation to the next functionality. So after the NFT marketplace being released, we are going to work with the claimable NFT avatar. And what is this? Actually, this is actually the NFT that's going to be claimable from the system. So we're going to be able, in this case, to every single user, they have their own card. It's like a Top Trumps card, which is actually, it's a game that's in the 80s. It was really famous. And the idea is actually you build your special card, and you are actually be able to sell this card in the NFT marketplace. And why this is actually something that's coming before the game, because the idea of the game is something that will actually merge the NFT, the claimable NFT system with the pay to earn based on the daily reward. So if you give me just ability to share the screen, I can actually show a little bit more about what we actually are designing for the game.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let me just try to do this. Okay, so here's my screen. Okay, just, can you see this?
There we go.
Okay, perfect. So basically, the avatar system it's the ability actually to select our card, and this card now it's not claimable. So there's no NFT marketplace yet, so we cannot claim this card. But the whole idea is actually let the users to select the cards, so they need to have a certain level to have access to the all cards, and this is actually giving some kind of heredity to the card in itself. So how much more level I have, so more downlines I have in the system, I can access, as example, legendary cards. And with these cards, I can after mint, let me just go back here. So I can actually mint this card and put into sale. why we believe that there is a value in this. Actually, let's say that James Pelton is now with, I don't know, 1,000 downlines, and he is using like legendary cards. He actually has a legendary card, and he want actually to sell this in the NFT marketplace. It could have been like people interested actually to have this card and buy in Piston this card and have in the collection. However, the main goal of this functionality, it's actually allow us to play with the NFT system in the game, because with this we're going to be able to buy parts, to sell parts as an NFT, and use these parts with will be we're going to have levels in these parts. So with these parts, with better level, we can actually compete, and you're going to have more chances actually to win a certain prize. The prize is actually, if you see here, there's a little bit of the mechanics already, but the prize is based in the daily reward. So basically, once you decide to play the race, the system will balance your game with the gas tank, and you can actually find a session with your opponent. And if you win the race, you're going to receive the reward from the opponent. If you lose the race, you're going to actually give a small part of your reward to the opponent. So if you decide to game and put your ability yourself into this game, you're going to be able actually to receive more than 1% than if you actually was just not playing the game. So this is basically the initial idea. We have here a lot of elements that I will not go through because this is just early design. So, but we are actually thinking about give every time that the user it's actually compounding, give some oil and use this oil, motor oil, to improve the parts of the car. And you can actually sell this part improved. This is exactly here where I can actually level up the car, and with this level I can actually decide to put on sale and sell this NFT, which is going to be a part that's going to be used by the player that's actually purchasing this. So we have a video as well that I shared. Let me just stop the transmission. But we have a video that it's containing the actual game in development. So the video that I shared with you, James, it's actually some videos that I took from the gameplay in itself, from the garage perspective, and also the another one, which is the NFT. It's how we actually are intentionally to present the NFT cards once you decide to mint and put to sale. In the gaming one, just one small addition. We are always trying to make sure that the community that we are building will be very close to the project. So we have a kind of promotions like one, it's going to be the YouTuber that's actually putting more videos about Piston. He will receive a bundle in the garage, which is going to be fixed. And another one is the all tracks that you're going to see in the game will be actually tracks that are being designed by the community. So we're going to receive the drafts and we're going to convert these drafts in the racetrack, and we're going to actually name the racetrack with the name of these people. And actually we are selecting community builders that are really participating in the project. And this is our way to say thank you for the whole commitment and the awesome community that we have been building right now.
Okay, very cool. Did you want me to show one of these trailers?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
nice.
I'll do this. right. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
This is very cool. So it's drip, but it's going a very different direction than drip is going, as you can see. And actually, one thing that I really like about this, the reason I decided to bring this on was if you look at drip, if you were early to drip, you did pretty well, right? And then we had this big jump up and then kind of this drop. So this is kind of a similar idea to drip, but going a different direction, but we're also very early. Again, I was in on day one. So that's very cool. Do you guys have any idea on dates for this type of game that you're looking to put out in some of this?
Yeah, now actually, there is a foundation that's needed. Once we released the avatar system, which was in April 3rd, actually we released with this graph database. And the graph database is something that adds an important responsiveness to the requests that we're gonna do in games. So it was an important foundation that we needed to build now to prepare the system to support a game in the future, because our idea is actually allow people also to play pitch crew against pitch crew, which actually will be important to allow us also to promote tournaments. So we already started with the game development because we know that this is something that takes a while. It's not something that's going to be released soon. The NFT marketplace we are intending to build within between 3 and 4 months. The way that we work is actually we have now in May 19th, we have a release of Airdrop Casino. And up to the end of May, we have another release, which is going to be the Auto Compound. So before release Auto Compound, we're going to set the dates for the next delivery, because we are always trying to set the deliverables date ahead than the last development that needs to be delivered. So in the NFT marketplace is between 3 and 4 months. In the game from now, we believe that's something between 10 and 12 months. So hopefully it's going to be ready before we complete 1 year, because we're going to be able to celebrate the 1 year of project actually with the game. Of course, we are always sharing the progress. So the community is following a daily basis our progress with the game. And we intend also to release an alpha of this game early, to allow people to test it, to give feedbacks on the physics and all game-related gameplay. But we believe it's going to be wrong to actually think about something before the 10 to 12 months.
Okay, no, that's super helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk a little bit about security? So again, people are always worried about, rug pulls, and there's a lot of questions in the audience about, audits and how are you combating like bots and flash loan attacks? Like Elephant Money had that flash loan attack. Can you guys talk about where you're at with audits or KYC, or just, how people can feel a little bit more comfortable on the security side of things?
Of course, this is a very important topic, and it is and investing in such a project is always a kind of trust, and this was indeed very of one of the very hard tasks for us at the start to gain this trust. Our philosophy was always to stay transparent and honest, and to do everything for the security that's possible. But we don't want to do a KYC because it's DeFi space. It's toxic sometimes. It's also risky to show names and faces, but we will do this in a different way, because our project doesn't need to dox all the devs, because the devs are not able to do a rug pull. But how is this possible? Yeah. we locked our liquidity, we locked our contract. Locking our contract was very important because our contract is upgradable. This means that we can add new functionality at any time. So this also can get used by evil by evil devs to add a function that takes out tokens, of course. But we locked this with an audit company with a multi-sig wallet to lock the contract admin for the upgrades. This means every time before we can do an upgrade to add new functionality, we need to show this to an audit company, and they will say, okay, the new code has no backdoors. You can upgrade it, and then the multi-sig wallet gets in place, and we will just need 3 of 4 wallet signers to approve this. So this is the way we are protecting the project and the race contract from a rug pull, because we're not able to do it simply. Because in such projects that the tokens in the vault, the tokens in the contract are very huge. In our project, we got more than 70% of the tokens from the total supply in the race contract. So if we could take them out, we could easily sell all the liquidity, but this won't happen because the contract is locked. Yeah, this was about our possibility or not possibility to do a rug pull. Then we also have audits from Solidity.finance. We have an audit for the token and an audit for the piston race contract. This is just this covers all the usual exploits and the optimized gas fees and so on. So it is just mandatory to have such an audit from a company. We also have 2 other audits that are not public at the moment, because the one we have public covers all and it is most clear for the community. We also have a very special way for the security, because we started a few days ago a hackathon. This means we are applied at the Immunify project, and the Immunify project is a place where good-minded hackers are able to use their power to find exploits or bugs in existing projects, and they will get rewards for this. So if they find a problem in a project, they will create a proof of concept. Means they have to show how the exploit or the bug is working, and they have to report this, and while this is reported, they have to or they don't have to use this for the evil stuff. So they they just have to wait until the project has approved this exploit or bug, and then they will get money for this. And this is very it's a good thing for the hackers and a good thing for the project, because many very good hackers will look at the project and they will search for every problem, and it is really the best audit you can have in the world, because no audit company else has that much manpower to test all the contracts at this level.
Okay. Yeah. So you have the security audits. You're not KYC or doxed. So again, if you're in the audience and you're like, no, on my checklist of what I'm looking for in a project is they must be doxed or they must be KYC'd, then it's fine to just say, okay, so maybe you're going to wait on this project. And you know, there's always risk reward. I was showing you the drip. So drip is obviously not going to rug pull. They've been around for over a year, but you know, getting in early, there's a higher risk, but there's a higher reward also. And for me personally, I prefer to meet the team like on an AMA like this. I prefer that to a KYC or docs. I've had docs teams that didn't necessarily rug pull, but the token ended up at 0, right? Which is the same as a rug pull from an investor standpoint. That's where I'm at personally. Zion Finance, somebody brought up Zion Finance. Thanks for that, by the way. But yeah, Zion Finance, you know, 4 years in, they rugged. I mean, it's just a part of the world that we're in. So as always, you know, never invest more than you can afford to lose. It's that everything's risky in crypto. We don't know what the crypto markets are going to do. And so a couple questions I have for the team. First off,
James, sorry. James, could I just add to what Sam said?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, thanks. Could you show the website, please?
Yes, let me do that.
Thank you.
There we go.
Right. So if you scroll, yeah. So what Samuel talked about, if you just scroll down a little bit, you can see we see where it says contract locked, right? It explains what Samuel said, right? So we have a multi-sig wallet with 4 people, with 4 entities. You know, 2 are from the team. One of them is a big YouTuber, actually. The third person is a YouTuber, and the fourth one is actually the company itself. And so if we wanted to upgrade the contract, right, we need 3 out of 4 signatures. And this is really important, right? And, we didn't want to lock the contract permanently without the ability to upgrade it, because, for example, adding all sorts of these extra features, auto compound, for example, right? And all the other features that are going to be coming soon in the coming months. We wanted to have that ability to be able to upgrade it and then if you actually go into our Telegram community, you'll have sometimes people saying, oh, I'm not able to do this, or can we have this, or can we have that? And then Baba Black happens to be there, or Samuel happens to be there, and they respond directly. They're like, okay, let us have a look. And they come back and say, oh, we did it, right? So, making small changes like that, or any kind of big changes. So we wanted to have the contract. We wanted to make sure that the contract was upgradable. And so the security there is that we need 3 signatures out of 4 to be able to upgrade it, right? And we also have the link there to the hackathon that Samuel talked about, right? So there's a link there. People can click on it and go to the details there. And this is great, right? So we got white hat hackers trying to hack the contract, and whatever vulnerabilities they will find there, they'll report to us, right? And I believe, and as it says there, this will be the first daily ROI project that's undergoing a hackathon. So this will, I hope that this will be enough for pretty much anybody, no matter how picky they are, right, about security. Not actually, most of the big DeFi projects are not doxed, right? I mean, the teams are not doxed. I was actually in a project in December. It was a small project. It was a new token coming out. The dev himself was on video on Telegram, and he was somewhere in Europe. He was literally on video talking to the whole team, just at launch time, when he launched the token. And he was saying, yeah, look, you can buy it. So you can buy the token, you can sell the token. There's no problem. Keep buying. And then an hour later, he takes all the liquidity and runs off, right? And this guy was on video, right? Showing his face and talking to everybody. So the fact that someone is showing their face is it doesn't mean that they cannot rug, right? So we have these safeguards built in, especially that a multi-sig wallet is very important, right? So we cannot change the contract, make big changes without 3 out of 4 people approving. The liquidity is locked. We also have the link for that. If not on the website, we provide it freely in our Telegram group as well. And the DeFi hackathon that we're undergoing right now, that's extremely important as well. So I just wanted to emphasize that.
Yeah, no, thank you. That is helpful. Two questions I had. First off, would you be willing to say how much you have invested in the project itself? Like, do you have Piston tokens in there yourself?
Yeah, I have actually an important, even I mentioned this like 15 to 20 days ago to the community, because we are very transparent the way that we operate. And actually, we have received a payment from the development point of view. So we know that most of these projects, the dev team is being paid from the tokens. So the condition we had to receive the tokens was deposit this token in the race contract. So every single dev in the team, we have all tokens deposited in the race. The main reason is actually this is to show the community that we are, for the longer term point of view, we are actually in the same page as all investors that are actually believing in the project. And the second one, it's actually at this time we had a rumor, I don't know if it's true, that one of the Titano devs actually was leaving the protocol, and he actually sell off all the tokens. So to avoid this situation, in case we have any problem with one of the devs, we actually was with this measure, making sure that everyone was actually with the tokens locked in order to not damage the investors because one dev is leaving the team. And we know that for the long term run, it could happen, right? So the way that we had to guarantee that this wasn't going to happen with our investors and respecting the investors' money, we all invested the tokens that we have received as part of the payment for the development that we did in the project. In my case, I don't have even problem to disclosure. My one is something as $20,000. So I have $20,000 invested, and this is actually locked in the contract. And the whole team is in the same page. Everyone actually did the same stuff. Even the admins and all participants of the team. And now we are actually 20 people. So
yeah, no, I actually like that. I like that as in projects I've been looking at. I like when their main payment is some kind of investment in the project, because then your best way to make money is to make the project succeed.
exactly.
Kind of the same way we are. And by the way, audience, if you do have questions, feel free to ask, and don't feel like you're spreading FUD. If you have questions, like, this team would much rather you ask the hard questions and then not ask them and not invest. They'd rather you ask the hard questions, and we'll just talk about them. And I'll be just totally honest. I would be more comfortable if the team doxed, but it's up to each person what comfort level they're at. Like there's a lot of crazy stuff that happens online. Jesse Eckel, who's a famous YouTuber, he's recently had people threaten to kill his family and things like that, and everybody knows who he is. So it's like, I understand not wanting to dox to strangers when money's involved on the internet. So if you're not comfortable investing in a project where the team is not doxed, then you can just wait, or put in less than you might otherwise. So it's just it's just a reality of where we're at, and you just kind of roll with the punches with what we've got. So I don't know if that's helpful for people, but yeah, if you have questions, please do ask. Let's see. I had some other questions I wanted to ask. Oh, so how do you feel? How do you feel like things have gone since launch? I was looking at your chart a little bit. How do you kind of feel like things have gone, and how do you feel like where we're at with the market? How comfortable are you?
I think things have gone really well, actually. The number of people who are depositing into the race has been increasing steadily. In fact, you can see that on the website. It's also on the website. We have all the data, the statistics there. We have currently 6,200 people who are deposited or wallets in the race out of 6,467 token holders. So that's 95% of them. And in terms of number of tokens, we have 73% of them deposited. The price, of course, at launch, of course, it spiked as usual. Then it fell down, and it went down to $7.60, I believe, in about 10 days or so. And that was, we had a bunch of pre-sales. So of course, people who got into the pre-sales, but they did not want to take part in the project, many of them were selling their tokens. And that's, of course, understandable. And, that's their prerogative, right? We can't force people to not sell them. So once most of those people were out, then price started increasing. And there was a steady climb, right, all the way until 26 point something a couple of days ago. And it has taken a short fall since then, down to about $20 in the last couple of days, since about Monday or so. And of course, even though the market's been pretty bad, the overall crypto market has been pretty bad, our project was, the price was increasing, number of people depositing was increasing as well. And I guess at 26 point something, a lot of people felt that, okay, now is the time to take some profit, because there were still some people who were holding tokens in their wallets, right? Either from the pre-sales, not that many, I think, but I think many of them had just bought tokens at $10 or 12 or 15, and again, people are going to take profit. You can't stop people from doing that. So again, many of them are out already, right? So some of the biggest holders who are holding free liquid tokens in their wallets, they're again out, right? So if someone buys tokens now at 20, well, they might sell them again in the future when it hits 30, 35. And again, people are free to do that. But I think overall we've been doing really well. The price is doing really well, I would say. But also I want people to understand that, people who are really affected psychologically with, by looking at price charts all day, right? Oh my God, why is the price down? Right? Don't look at the price, because this project, especially for those people who are coming from Drip, this project is not about price as much as it is about the fact that you're increasing the number of tokens you have, right? You're going to cash out a lot of tokens in the next 1, 2, 3, 4 years, right? So even if the price is low, even if the price stays at $20 per token, right? Imagine selling 50,000 tokens at 20 a piece. Who can complain about that, right? So price is only a secondary factor when it comes to ROI projects, and people need to understand that. So I try to educate the community about this a lot, because when the price fell down to 7 point something, a lot of people were getting really worried about it. People who are new to ROI projects, oh my God, why is the price down? I bought it at 15 and now it's at 7, right? When is it going to go up? And I kept on telling them, look, this is not how the project works, right? You have to make sure you compound, and even showing them calculations on how many tokens they will have, in 1 month from now, 2 months from now, based on what they were starting with. So, approximately 72 days is the magical number. You're going to double your tokens every 72 days if you compound at 1% a day, right? So people need to look forward to that, right? And then after compounding for a few months, 2, 3 months, then they can incorporate claims and sells, right, into their strategy, right, to make some profit as well. No one should be, again, this is a very important part of what I do, because a lot of people are like, I'm just going to compound straight for 6 months, right? And then I'm going to sell everything. That's not a good idea at all. In Drip, it's not good. Here, it's not good as well. No one should be compounding forever and then only selling after that, right? So people need to understand that you need to compound initially when you get into a project for maybe 1 month, 2 months, depending on how many tokens you start with. But after that, you need to start incorporating sells into your weekly or monthly routine. This is better for the project. It's better for you. It's better for other people in the project, right? And that's how you keep price sustainable and not have big crashes as well in the future.
Yeah, we also know that there are panic sellers and that are seeing the pricing going down, and they do not understand 100%. But the case is, in this case, actually, since we are just starting, and there are like a 73% of the whole tokens actually allocated in the race contract, we couldn't expect a lot more than a sell pressure than max 30%, because we know that the another tokens will not be available for be selling, and people are not selling at this stage. So what we did, honestly, as a developer, I just put heads down and I kept working, because I know that the most important is really delivery, the roadmap, because as soon we are actually hitting the roadmap and we are actually giving dates to those deliveries, we know that the pricing will come with this, you know. So we have actually a big picture. We have seen actually. We have a plan actually for giving more sustainability to the token, and we are now really thinking in ways to make sure that people will have a reason to buy the token, and the buy pressure will come with it. So this is actually what we are most focused at this moment as developers.
Yeah, nope, that makes a lot of sense. And just to address some people who are saying, because I'm a huge drip fan, okay, you guys know drip is my #1 holding. But some people are saying, well, how is this not going to, just reach the same fate that drip has hit? But one thing that I'm keeping in mind, it might, like, you might reach a point where, there's too many tokens coming out, and we could talk more about that. But for anyone who got into drip within these first like 8 months of the project, they've made tons and tons and tons of money. So again, that's one of the things I like about this. We're in early, which is dangerous, right? There's more risk, but there is huge advantage to that too. And then we're having a lot of people ask more about the roadmap. So let's kind of go back to this. Could you guys maybe talk about maybe these say undefined. Could you maybe talk a little bit more about the dates? And then I have this other trailer too. Should I show that with the Piston Marketplace?
Yes, this is actually the claimable NFT avatar when this is actually will be available, which is actually after the NFT marketplace. But yes, you can play this. It's going to be nice.
Okay, so we have another trailer, and this is for the claimable NFT avatar. So let's watch that.
This is just showing the card. Our intention with actually the claimable one, it's once we release the game, it's why I said that it's all connected, because once we release the game, the accomplishments that you're gonna have in the game will be printed in the card as a badge, and you can actually sell this NFT because this is let's say a championship winner badge that's very exclusive, and you wanted to actually put this to sell. The NFT marketplace is something between 3 and 4 months. The reason why we don't put date yet, it's because we are the way that we have been operating. It's actually giving a date to the next two features, and once we are about to release these features, we are actually releasing another date, just to be really more precise with this. A good example was at April 8th, where we actually announced the avatar system with the graph database. It was to April 30. And April 30, we did an AMA and we released this. So this is how we actually are working. But to give you a perspective, it's something between 3 and 4 months to deliver the NFT marketplace. And the game in itself, it's between 10 and 12 months. The dates we're going to announce it as soon we release at least Airdrop Casino, which is just some days ahead. We're going to release probably the dates for the NFT marketplace and the claimable NFT avatar as well.
Okay, very cool. And then just to verify on the tokenomics, so you can deposit, if you deposited $1,000, there's a 365% return on that, 1% a day. You can compound up to 5x. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay, so if you start with 1,000, you could compound up to 5,000, and then there'd be a 365% return on that. Am I reading that correctly?
And
yeah.
then
So
you have
let's
to deposit new money. Yeah. But you can also claim your daily 1% and put them back to have a new a fresh deposit.
Okay.
And this also increases the 5x rule.
Yeah, if you give me just another chance to share screen again, just to show the dashboard, because with the dashboard we can have even this information very clear. So if you go to the Piston token and you have invested in the race, let me just connect my wallet.
things never work. It's a rule that things never work the way quite they're supposed to when you do it live.
Yeah, but actually, I was afraid to put my password.
Right?
Share this screen, but it's okay, no problem. So now I'm gonna be able to connect. So basically, we have here this information. So the real deposits, in this case, 1,800 tokens. This is being represented here. So as soon I'm actually compounding, this actually gauge is being filled. And once it is hit and the top here and the X 5x emitter reaches the red, I'm not being able to receive more rewards, more boost from the my downline. I cannot actually compound anymore. So my only way actually to have this gauge returning to this position is actually depositing more fresh capital, or the manual compound, or the manual compound that the community is calling this way, which is actually claim and redeposit here. What is the benefit to the network sustainability if we do this? It's basically if we do claim and we redeposit, we actually are paying 20% and the tokenomics, and this is actually helping the system to be even more sustainable. So this is why we started saying that we want to be the most sustainable return, daily return of investment project in this space, because we are really thinking more long term, and we know that utility comes in a very important as a very important element to actually avoid the price to decay over time, as it happened with the another tokens that it's really similar in ours.
Okay. And TM saying, why are gas fees so high? And I'm not totally sure, TM, like if I'll share my screen real quick, but like they're not high for me. So like if I'm here, let me refresh here.
We got this question many times because many people are comparing the Piston race with the My Diamond team. And My Diamond team uses a BNB, not a token. And for BNB, the gas fees are very low, as you know. So the average gas fees for a BNB based projects starting about 20 cents. And for a token, it's doubled nearly. So 40 to 50 cent is quite normal.
Yeah, and so usually if B&B fees are super high, it means you're doing something you're not allowed to do. So
if the contract raises an error because it's not allowed function call, then you get the 0.38 BNB error.
Yep.
But this is not this is not the amount you have to pay if you proceed this transaction. So if anybody gets such an error, it's always good to ask us in the group on Telegram. So maybe we can figure it out, and if we cannot figure it out, it would be great to just proceed this transaction, because they don't have to pay 0.38 BNB. It will only take about 60 or 70 cent, and then we have a message for this error, so we know exactly what is going wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and TM's saying it's showing about, so that is about 80 cents or so, TM.
Yeah,
and that's just what B&B gas fees usually are.
Yeah, exactly. Another point, like that Sam is talking about, reach us and talk with us. Actually, we are always available in the Telegram official channel, and we treat actually the investors as a clients. So we try always to handle as most professional as possible. We have a great team of admins. They are very respectful as well with the community. Of course, there are always someone that's people that's not even invested in the project, trying to mess around, and we identify these people, we give it in general a chance to these people to actually don't do that again. But we actually, our policies and in the team itself, it's actually treat everyone as a client, and we actually answer all questions, and especially the technical ones. So if you have any question, or if you want to test this, or even go to the Telegram channel and address any question, we're going to be able to, we're going to actually be, we will be very responsive. So we can actually just do this and test us out. It's a better
Yeah.
way before invest. It's really to check the community and see if the community is strong, and if also the team it's actually behaving the way that you expect to. Because I believe that's really important to be respected as investor. And I'm saying that because I'm also investor in many other projects. As I was saying to James at the beginning, I actually started DeFi, and then one of the first channels that I came across was James Pelton. And I also invested in Drip and Animal Farm and all this ecosystem. I think it's important to all of these projects to thrive, because there is a space for everyone. Like the space is really big. There are a lot of investors out there that don't know what is DeFi, and we wanted to be strong as not only Piston but all the projects be strong to be able to call attention from these actually another public that doesn't know even that the DeFi space exists, and also they are in doubt of the sustainability of this kind of project.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, and that'd be a good way to see how good the team is. If you have questions, go hop into their Discord or their Telegram group. I think that's where you mainly do your stuff, right? Is in Telegram.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I posted that link, and then you can kind of ask them. I do want to clarify this though. I want to bring up a Drip and just see. So this is just a random Drip wallet that I have. And I think the gas fees are going to be about the same. Yeah. Oh, so it's maybe a little bit lower on Drip 0.0012, but it's going to be
It
fairly
also depends on the current network state.
right.
And what you see here in the MetaMask screen is just a pre-calculation. So the real paid fees afterwards are lower normally, but we also have some people that are using, for example, SafePal, and SafePal uses a higher transaction gas for the pre-calculation, and so they also have to pay more for the fees. But this also just is based on the current network state. And we also had a question in the comments. I see if we are getting paid by these transactions. No, definitely no. That's not possible. It's just the way a blockchain is working. You have to pay for each modification, for each write process, and the fees are going to the Binance Smart Chain and not to the project or the contract.
Okay, thanks for clarifying that. So here's a good question that I'd like to just hear your thoughts on. Can the protocol sustain without new investors? What do you guys? What are your thoughts around that?
I don't think any protocol can sustain without new investors, right? I mean, Drip has 100,000 plus wallets in it right now, and if Drip had stopped, taking in new investors after 5,000 or after 3,000 at the very beginning in its first couple of months, it wouldn't have sustained this long, right? Yeah. So, but even if you don't look at projects, or if you just look at coins or tokens, Bitcoin wouldn't be, wouldn't have lasted this long if only 1,000 people had ever bought it, right? So, of course, protocols can't sustain without new investors.
Yeah.
But I'll let Baba Black Sheep talk about that as well.
Yeah, because this is actually when the utility comes to help with this, because essentially no business can actually grow without clients. So we believe that the ecosystem could be very useful, and the token, the sustainability could be given if we actually give people reason actually to buy the token, not only for the deposit and in the return of investment, but as example, if you give people reason to buy pistons to mint NFT to be able to buy and sell NFT, and the game in itself, it's actually being attractive. It's why we are actually trying to build a game that's not, I'm not say silly game, but like a simple game, because we want to actually create something that's going to be attractive, that people will be willing to game, and the tokenomics of the NFT marketplace and the game will help with the sustainability. One of the examples that I can give, it's actually to be able to play the game, you need to be in the race. So this precondition, it's actually to allow the system to receive more fresh capital, because there are people willing to game. The ports, the economics of the ports in the NFT space is also something that could boost the intention of people to buy more pistons, because we actually have in-game oil, and the oil could be actually purchased in the NFT marketplace. So you're gonna buy oil, and this oil, the purpose of these oils is actually, and this oil, it's actually to improve the parts, and with better parts, and actually you winning some races, you can actually sell this part in the NFT marketplace. So all this economics is around the game and the NFTs, what we believe that's going to help this system to be sustainable, because all that will have a fee, and part of this fee will be reverted to the contract in order to give more sustainability to the project as a whole.
Okay. And just to help, just so I can give some comments to kind of help investors as they're thinking through this, we've seen just the tokenomics of Drip have let it last for a year about, and it's kind of starting to go down now, and we're not sure how but they're needing new revenue streams now. So sometimes if you're looking at a project like this, there's two ways you can look at it. You can look at it as, is it going to last long enough for me to get my money back and some profit? Or you can look at it as, is this going to be around in 5 years? Okay. And those are kind of two separate questions. So like this project's newer to me. Like I'm kind of learning about it along with you guys. So I'm not totally sure if I look ahead in 5 years, is this still going to be here? I don't totally know. But what I'm more confident as an investor is that I think this will be around long enough for me to get my money back and make some profit. And then as I get to know the team better, I might decide, hey, this is going to be around for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. So I don't know if that helps you as investors kind of think through how you play things like this. For the team, I might ask you, where do you see Piston Token? We'll say in 1 year from now, where do you see Piston Token?
Yeah, in this case, the roadmap, it's almost, at least we are planning to be able to release all that in 1 year. So we really have the last in the roadmap, it's the merchandise. So, and the merchandise is something that only makes sense if we have the game and we have engagement in the game. So I guess after release the game within the next year, what we need really to make sure that the game will have engagement, and engagement enough to actually launch the merchandise. And the merchandise is actually the ability to buy real products using Piston, and some of these products will be related with the game. So we have really starting to speak about that is a very big, it's a huge actually project about the possibility to really launch a tournament that's going to be supported by the protocol, and we're going to give you rewards, we're going to give you paintings, we're going to give some NFT parts, special parts to the ones that will participate in this tournament. And the people that's actually winning this tournament will have such visibility in the system. We are actually start to think about the Twitch to actually make a live in the Twitch and promote the game at this point. So I guess next year it's more about engagement in the game and make sure that the ecosystem that we are building right now will be actually being used. But we have another ideas about another functionalities, another applications that we wanted to actually give utility to the token, building new applications that might be useful for the community. I cannot actually talk a lot about that because the time that actually will be able to execute this. If you start to talk about the idea, actually someone could actually built this idea in front of 400 before us. But actually, we have a plan of new functionalities, but I strongly believe next year will be more engagement.
Okay, no, that's really helpful. We did have some questions about the game itself. Can you explain maybe how the game's going to work? Are you going to be able to race each other? And then how is the Piston Token going to fit into that ecosystem? And you might not have answers to all these questions yet,
Yeah,
but
actually, my only problem right now is I need to validate most of the ideas and the mechanics with the contract team, because some of what I'm gonna tell you now could not happen because of contract limitations or something like that. So keep that in mind. However, the idea, the mechanics that the game, it's actually you need to be in the race. And the idea is to make sure that people will not lose their gas tank or the real deposits. So basically, the play to earn in this case was going to be allow you to use your daily reward, and every time you actually decide to game, we will not allow you to claim or compound, and you're gonna be able to use the 1% that you're gonna receive as a bet against another player. So every single match will be actually 0.2%. So you can actually lose consecutively only 5 times, because 5 times 0.21%. But you can win 10%, 15% if you are very good at the steering wheel. So basically, it's going to be 1 versus 1, one game mode is this one. And the second one, it's the pitch crew, where you can invite the members of your pitch crew, and you can actually create a league, your pitch crew against another pitch crew in a session between 3 and 5 members max. And the team that wins more will be the winner, and the losses will be actually in the wins will be actually distributed evenly between the members. So basically, this is actually the mechanics that we are trying to apply. Even the designs are already with these mechanics being there. And the NFT parts is basically, if you compound, you're going to receive oil, and you can use this oil to boost your ports. And the sessions will be created by level, and this level will be based in the gas tank, because one person with 100 pistons cannot compete against another one with 1,000 pistons, because the compound is giving more oil to the one that has more pistons than another one. So basically, we will create a certain level criteria, and we're going to actually build the sessions based in this gas tank. However, if you have better parts, because you are buying these parts in the NFT, it's why the economics of these, I believe it's something that could be used to really boost the sustainability of the project. Because once you are actually willing to have better parts, you need to go to the NFT marketplace, buy oil, or buy oil will be an asset that is going to be sold only by the Piston team. So we're going to create this NFT there, and the whole money will be converted, the whole investment and this oil will be actually converted to the system, to the contract. So the whole mechanics is actually playing with the ability to buy better parts and play with these better parts to win more reward in the next day, based in the daily reward, in the daily games.
okay. Now that's very, very cool. Now, is the trailer that we watched, is that actual footage from the game, or?
Yes, I can even play if you want the game itself. I can share the screen. It's in the code level even, and show like it will not actually display the sound, but I can. This is actually the game in development, so I'm gonna play a little bit here. The graphics is not the best one, because I'm actually playing inside the engine, but actually I'm racing already here. It's really fun, by the way. And for people that are actually following the development, they could see some new stuff like the speedometer on the left side. There wasn't this 2 days ago, and the let's counter. The cards, another one. The brake lights, it's another one from the video that you saw. But basically, yeah, I will not bore you guys with my port skills.
No, you're pretty good. I don't want to. Hopefully, I don't race against you when we get going.
I
No,
have been
very
practicing in advance.
yes. So Highwater has a good question. This is kind of more for me, but you once mentioned that you regretted putting only 5K in drip originally. Is Piston with its similarities to drip a do-over where you would go in heavy even being at a bottom in market? And that's a very, very good question. I'm been struggling with that. I think, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I've been really struggling with that, just with where market conditions are. I put 3K in. I think if we were in a market that was just going up constantly, I probably would have put quite a bit more in. So I don't know if that helps you, just as I'm trying to think through this. Yeah, I don't know. That's a very good question. I'm not going to answer it necessarily to everyone's contentment. So, well, does anybody else have any questions that we'd like to ask? I think what I'd like to do is I'd maybe like to show the trailer one more time just for people who are new. And then I'd also like to show people how they can get involved if they're interested. So let me just pull this up real quick. They make it real easy. If you just go to pistontoken.com and you just go to swap, you can swap BUSD for PSTN. And then you don't have to mess with slippage or anything, right? If you're using your swap here. Is that correct?
Exactly, it's handled by the contract. Just to have BUSD, and then you go.
Okay, so you might need, if you have just BNB or something, you might need to swap your BNB for BUSD. Is that right?
Yeah, and the best thing is on the website swapper, you don't have to pay taxes. So if you are paying at Pancakes or PooCoin or wherever, you have to pay 10% taxes. But on the website swap, there is no tax for buying. Of course, there is tax for selling, but not for buying. It just should create a benefit for the investors to get cheaper tokens for the race.
Okay. All right, very cool. So then you swap there, and on the race side, that's where you can compound or nitro. It's kind of, I like the car theming, and that's basically compounding. Or you can claim out, and you get this PSTN, and then you can sell that back for BUSD if you'd like. And yeah, my referral code is James Pelton, but feel free, I always get worried that people think I did this just because I have a referral code. Feel free to use mine. But if you heard about it from someone else, feel free to use theirs. That's how I always do referral codes, is whoever I heard about the project from, that's who I do as the referral. But do you have to have a referral code like in Drip, or can you join without one?
You need to
It's
have a
also
referral
working.
code.
Yeah, it's also working with the wallet, and I just want to add a very important feature that we missed before, because it's very different to other return of interest project in the space, because Piston Token has an unstake functionality, so that there is a way to exit if you invested because you saw this on a YouTube video and you didn't fully understand it, and you joined. Then you have the possibility to exit the race, so you can just get your tokens back. Of course, they are taxed with 10%, but you are able to exit and get your money back. This is a very unique feature in this kind of projects, and we are and we have many good responses on this.
Yeah, about the sustainability also, before forget, like if you level up to be able to receive your referrals, you need to actually stake pistons as well. So this is also helping with having more pistons in the contract. So if you decide to build your pitch crew and you're gonna and to receive actually the downline and referrals, you need actually to have a level, and this level will also also give you a certain number of cards that you can actually set as your avatar, but this it actually is the bonus. But the most important is once you level up, we actually are staking pistons, and these pistons are actually being locked in the contract until you end the race. So once you end the race, you can actually receive the pistons that are staked.
If I can just
Okay.
add to that, James, I see that you're on level 0 right now.
Yeah, that's what I was just noticing. I was like, oh no, I
Yeah.
need to level
But I
up.
see that you've already gotten 5 people under you, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so unfortunately, you did not receive the 5%
See,
of
I
the
should have done this
deposit.
AMA
So if you click
earlier.
on level up, right, people can see it as well. So you can show it to your audience. If you click on level up, you have to lock in $100 worth of piston for the
Okay.
first level, right? And if you choose level 2, it's $300 worth of piston. Level 3 is $500, and so on.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
it's piston tokens, and the price is locked in at the moment you buy them, right? So it's fair to everybody, because if you decide to make a team 3 months from now, right, not now, you still have to lock up the same exact dollar value, right? So you'll spend the same amount of money now or later to make a team. You don't have to buy a separate token, which changes in price. And because even though you're locking a piston does change in price. You're not locking a specific number of piston. You're locking a specific dollar value of piston at that moment. So it's always $100 for level 1, $300 for level 2, and so on.
Okay.
And also what Sam said about the exiting the race, I wanted to just add to that. He probably did say it, but I'm not sure. You can only exit the race within the first 7 days of your deposit. So within the first 7 days, if you change your mind, you can get your tokens back, but you'll never get all of them back, because you'll pay 10% first of all to deposit, right? Then you pay 10% to exit. You're going to pay 10% to sell, right? And some people, I also want to mention here, because some people end up joining a team, and then they're like, oh, my team leader is not good. I'm not receiving any airdrops or communication. Can I change my team? Well, unfortunately, in ROI projects, you can't change your team. Either you could start a new wallet, or if you did not deposit too many tokens to start with, you could exit and then starts under someone else. But you have to know that you're going to lose, 10% for the exit, and another 10% to redeposit under someone else, right? So you have to know that.
Okay. I'm gonna upgrade to level 1 live here, because I
That's
realized
awesome.
that I should have done that before. So first I'm grabbing, I had some BNB, so I'm getting some BUSD. And then I will swap once my BUSD shows up. That was a mistake. See, good thing I did an AMA. I would have never realized that. So I just gotta wait
And
for
you
my
might want to level up to level 2 in the near future, before any of your direct members start their own downlines, right?
Probably should do that. I'll do that next live. Next time I have you guys on, I will do that. Upgrade to level 2. So I just want to show everybody. So I'm buying my PSTN tokens with my BUSD balance, and it's very nice. You have that swap there, so I don't have to mess with anything. Sometimes on some of these projects, you're messing around trying to make sure you get slippage just right. So I got 5.4. That should be enough, right?
That
No,
should be enough. Yeah.
but sorry, you just cancel the confirmation, because one, it was enabling the allowance.
Oh,
Yes, so you need to go back again to the swap. Yes, and
gotcha.
now the
So,
allowance was given, so you will not need to.
okay, so that first, I was just enabling it on the first one. See, good thing you
Is-
guys are here. Guiding you through this. That's pretty funny. People are making fun of me in the comments. So, that's fair. That's fair. It's always harder to do things live when you're on camera. It's just always hard. There we go. Swap was successful. So now I should be good to level up to level 1. Unfortunately, the 8 people who already signed up under me, I missed you guys. So what happens to their referral bonus? Does it just go nowhere? Or to my buddy, maybe? Does it work like do the round robin like Drip does?
It is round robin, but because it was your turn, but you did not qualify, it doesn't go anywhere.
Okay.
So, but you will start receiving their, when they start compounding, or when they deposit more tokens in the future, or when you get more people under you, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
it is round robin though. Yeah, just like Drip. Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Very
please
cool.
select-
So make
please-
sure if you're planning on referring people, make sure you level up.
Yeah,
Or
please
else.
select your avatar too.
Yeah, you can click on the. Why don't you click on the helmet? Yeah, there you go.
Oh
There
my
you can-
goodness. Look at this. So,
So,
so I can pick any
level.
of these
So level 1's been unlocked for you, right? So you can choose any level 1 card.
Okay. Cool. I see the way my brain works. That's pretty cool. What do you guys think of that one? You guys cool with that avatar? I like
that
one.
card.
I might have to upgrade to higher levels just to get, better avatars. I guess that's part of the beauty of this, isn't it?
Yeah, and now
Right.
you can even see your card a lot. If you click in view my card, you actually can.
View my car. There we
Yeah.
go.
So
Looking good. Looking good. And thank you to the 8 people who've already signed up who I didn't get anything for, but thank you for signing up anyways.
yeah, I've been saying actually to all YouTubers I know that I'm gonna actually try to build a collection of YouTuber avatar cards. So I want your card, man. So I hope one day you actually mean to this.
Yes, no, that would be very cool. Awesome. Well, hey, this has been very informative to me. It's been great to meet you guys. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with the audience or things you'd like to get across before we take off here?
I just want to emphasize one thing. I really want people to come and join the community before they invest, if they want to do that, right? Come and ask us questions. Tag me, right? Tag Samuel, tag Baba Black, or any of the other admins if you know of them, and ask us questions or just to say hi. If you have any questions about the tokenomics from, the white papers on the website, right? So if you guys have any questions about the tokenomics of the project or the roadmap or any of the security questions, again, please feel free to ask them, right? If you wanna see the wallets with the tax vault, right, or the locked tokens, you could ask us about that as well. We'll show you everything. So please come and join us. Ask us questions. Feel free to ask us any, even if it's tough questions, right? As long as you're respectful, you'll be respected, and we'll treat you as an investor. And hopefully, then you'll join us and buy some tokens and deposit them in the race. Yeah, just wanted to say that.
Very cool. Yep, and I'll be hanging out in the Telegram as well a little bit, so you can come say hi in there to me if you'd like. But yeah, thank you so much, team. I really appreciate you guys coming on here. And again, as always, I want to thank the audience. Every time I do an AMA, I'm just so thankful that people show up to watch it, or else it would be so lame. Teams probably wouldn't come back unless there was people that showed up to watch the AMAs and to listen and to ask good questions and ask hard questions. I think those are an important part of investing. So thank you, everyone. And I hope everybody survives the down market, although it looks like we're a little bit up. Last I checked, with Bitcoin's up at, I don't know, we're still pretty far down. So, but I hope everybody lasts through the down market and hope everybody has a good rest of their day. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, James, thanks for the opportunity, James.
Thank you for everything. It was quite fun. See you in the race.
Yep. Take care, guys.
See you at the races. Yep.